Welcome to Gen Z Hoops, the Gen Z basketball, coaching, and sports business show.
What's going on, guys? I'm here with
Nate.
How you doing today, Nate?
I'm good. I'm good.
How you liking camp so far this week?
I really enjoy it. I feel like I'm getting so much better.
What was your favorite skill that you think Coach Ryan has taught you so far this week?
I like the Euro step
What makes you like the Euro step so much more?
because I also use it in games and it works a lot. So me getting better at it helps me.
What grade are you in? Let's say
I'm going to 6th.
6. Okay. Do you play AAU or anything like
Yes,
that?
I play AU.
For what team?
I play with Rising Stars, 5 Boroughs, and Queens Defenders.
Oh, wow, that's great. Like I used to play Rising Stars back in the day. Who's your coach right now?
Coach Sid.
What do you think about? I walked in when you guys were taking the test. What do you think about like this new part of camp taking tests?
I like it. It helps us remember what we learned in camp. So that's good.
What would you say like the most challenging aspect of this camp has been so far?
I mean, I enjoy it all. There's not really challenging. The drills, sometimes they're challenging.
What drills in particular would you say?
Drills that require a lot of good footwork.
Like using that mat right there, right? Like the footwork mat, I would say.
Yeah, the footwork mat.
Yeah, okay. Do you think like you're learning the skills that you can take on coach in a one-on-one and come out with the win?
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? I'm here with
Ethan.
How fired up are you to be here at Grind City Training Camp?
Very fired up.
What would you say like the best skill that you've learned this week is?
Probably the veer step because I can get into the defender and lay it up. Yeah.
Of course. Like have you guys played live so far this week? Like have you been able to use that in any live situations?
We just learned it, so probably gonna use it in the games. And we use it in 1v1. Yes.
What would you say the most challenging aspect of the camp has been so far?
Probably the footwork mats.
Yeah, I struggle with those too. Coach Ryan like throws all these new things at me as well. What do you think about taking these tests? Like I walked in, you guys were like all on the floor, like scribbling away on a piece of paper. Can you elaborate more on that?
I like the tests because they help me remember on what I learned so far through the camp.
What was the toughest question on today's test? Can you like give some insight on that?
Number 10, because it was writing, and we had to do our experience and what we liked and what we learned, and yeah, others.
Okay. Who would you say your favorite NBA player is right now in the league?
Stephen Curry.
You think you can shoot like Steph Curry after coming to this camp?
Probably.
And what do you think about coach's game at the end of the day? You think you could take him at the end of the day, like with all these new skills you're learning?
Maybe.
I need a yes. I need like a yeah. Like, yeah, Ash, let's go.
Yeah. Let's go.
What's going on, guys? I'm here with
KJ.
KJ, man. How's everything going today?
Good. Everything's great. I love this camp.
Give me some more energy, man. Like, you really love this camp?
Yeah, I really love it. I met new people. I learned new moves and more. Yeah, I love this camp.
What's your favorite move that you've learned so far?
A power step. I never used it in the game before. Now I could use it in the game and stuff. Yeah.
That's great. What would you say like your go-to move is in a game? Like every player has a go-to move right now.
So like I do a crossover and then do crossover and then put it back and then I just go to the lane and just do a layup. That's it.
That's great. That's great. Who would you say your favorite player is in the league right now? Like that you model your game after?
Luka Doncic because I think it was after my first game, my dad was like, "Yo, you pass like Luka, you play like Luka." I kind of move slow like him, so and I have passing like him, so yeah, that's my favorite player, Luka Doncic. Yeah.
That's great. There's a lot of longevity in that game as well. Like just skill, no athleticism base, just all skill. Would you say like this camp has helped you kind of attain that in a way, like attain that type of play style even more?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, certified. Yeah, absolutely.
What would you say the hardest drill is that Coach Ryan has put you guys through so far?
So it was like a competing drill. You have to go through the 2 cones and then finish for a layup. It was kind of hard for me because I didn't know what to do at first, and now I know how to do it now. So yeah, it was kind of hard for me a little bit.
Well, you heard it first, like before we started the interview. He said, "Fear no one." Do you have that like instilled in your mind now throughout this week?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Do you fear Coach at all? You can take him though with that Luca play style, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely certified. I don't fear nobody on the court. No.
What's going on, guys? I'm here with
Max.
Max. Man, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
How are you enjoying camp this week?
I mean, I like it. I'm learning new things, like new dribble moves, new everything.
What would you say your go-to move is in a game?
Maybe like a skip step, so I could get more speed and momentum to go to the rim.
What was the best move that you learned here so far this week?
Probably a Euro step or a veer step, because I can efficiently bump my defender and get an open layup.
Yeah, of course. I walked in when you guys were taking tests. What is like the hardest part and most challenging part about taking these tests?
Probably the questions where sometimes the questions have like there's these quotes about like famous people that sometimes I don't know, so it may be a little challenging.
Is there any particular quote that like stuck out to you in any way?
It was this quote by John Gotti. It was like, "I never lie because I don't fear nobody." And I didn't really know who John Gotti was, but it still stuck out to me because it's true. Like, you shouldn't fear anybody. You shouldn't lie because you shouldn't fear anybody.
Yeah, that's 100% true. You shouldn't fear anyone, especially on the basketball floor. Once you step in between these four lines, like you become a whole different animal and beast. What would you say that is the most challenging drill that you guys have been a part of this week?
Probably just like doing the running. Like, if somebody gets in trouble, we all gotta run. It's this one called the 6-4-6. We gotta do 6 down and backs, and then we have to do 4 back pedals, and then 6 more down and backs. That's really tiring and challenging.
How often do you guys have to do that?
Well, we did it today, and then we did it yesterday, so we had to do it a lot.
You guys got to hold coach accountable, tell him to do it with you guys at the end of the day. What would you say about that?
I mean, that would be nice that we have our coach participating in our own punishments.
What's going on, guys? I'm here with
Duke,
Duke. How's everything going?
good.
How are you enjoying camp this week?
It's been fun. It's been a good experience.
What do you think is your favorite aspect of camp?
Probably like when we do like 4v4s, 5v5s, 3-on-3s.
Oh, so you like playing live? Is that true?
Yeah, I really like it.
What's your go-to move when you're in a game?
Probably like a cross and then like a Euro.
Okay, so a little fancy there. All right, all right. Who is your favorite NBA player in the league right now that you want to try and play like?
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson. I saw you and I thought you looked like a Knicks fan. I'm not even gonna lie. He loves that Euro as well. What would you say the most challenging drill is from this week?
Probably like the one we did today where like you had to like power stop and then like a left inside hand.
Do you think the skills that you're learning from this camp will help you translate into the game?
For sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
100%. Damn. So, can you talk a little bit about this footwork mat right here? I heard a lot of your other campers said, like fellow campers, saying it's like such a tough drill. What's your experience like with it?
It's pretty hard because like you gotta like inside step and then it's pretty hard.
I have the same exact experience with it. Don't worry. I'm 19 now, and I'm horrible at it at the end of the day. What do you think about taking those tests at the end of the day? I've never seen that in a basketball camp. I think it's really amazing.
It depends. Sometimes like it's like hard and like I don't want to do it, but then like sometimes like you just gotta do it.
Would you say like it challenges your mind and like because like basketball is half a mental game as well as like a physical game?
Yeah, for sure challenges you.
What question like stuck out to you the most from today's test?
Probably like the last 110 because you had to like write down everything you learned from camp and like your experience and like what you learned most and all of that stuff.
If I may ask, like what was your answer to that?
It was fun, it was challenging, it was hard. It was a good experience.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad. What's going on, guys? I'm here with.
Mateo Gavilanes.
How fired up are you to be here today?
Really fired up. Yeah, really.
I love that. I love that. How are you liking camp so far this week?
I think it's fun. Really fun.
What's your favorite aspect?
Probably doing the skill work.
What skill work was what move or anything like that has like helped you the most this week that you learned?
Probably the side step.
Ooh man, that's tough. You got to open your hips a lot with that, right?
Yes, sir.
See, you feel like Jason Tatum when you be doing it?
Yes.
Would you is Jason Tatum your favorite player?
No.
Who's your favorite player?
Either. This is actually really hard. Gotta be like Steph or LeBron. There's Steph.
LeBron, I like that one. LeBron, I like that one. What kind of shooting drills? I haven't asked about shooting drills yet. Have you guys done any like types of shooting drills this week?
Yes, we have done like start at the elbow, catch, pretend like use your imagination, pretend there's someone on you, fake the left, fake left, like rip left, fake the rip, then go left, right, and then get your shot up.
Did you find that challenging at first?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think the most challenging? What would you say the most challenging part of that drill would be, though?
The left, right, the footwork.
Would you also say there's finishing drills on the offensive end that were also pretty difficult?
100%.
That's why we're here, though, to get better, right?
Exactly.
Do you think you could be coaching a one-on-one at the end of the day?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, guys? Live from the Grind City Training Camp. I'm here with founder and head coach of Grind City Training, Ryan Kennedy. Ryan, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Ashton. Pleasure to have you in the gym here with us, interviewing all the players. Happy to be here, bro.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, man. So can you give us a rundown? What are you guys working on this week? And how are you liking camp so far?
Well, I've been very happy with the way the week has flown by and flowed. Basically, the structure of the camp is I told these kids on day one it was going to be a very different camp experience than what they're used to. I told them this is not going to be just contests and games all day. So what we did was we would go over here to the whiteboard. We would have whiteboard sessions. Immediately after the whiteboard session, we would get into the skill work, and then we would play. And then before lunch every day, I would have them take a test. It would be like a 10 question test, multiple choice, true, false. They might have to list a few things that they learned. Pretty simple for the most part, but I think that I was actually very happy with how that went. And the kids seemed to respond well to it, and I really think it helped them learn. So just it's been a little bit of everything. It's been the skill work has been very detailed. The gameplay has been very competitive. We've focused on spacing, playing basketball the right way, and just making sure they get a good education out of this camp.
So let's take a deep dive into the skill work. What kind of skills did you focus on this week?
Nothing too crazy. Just as a right-handed player, making sure that if I can dictate how I catch the ball, I'm catching it left, right, making sure they're comfortable ripping through to the rim, one dribble, two dribble drives, giving them simple finishes around the rim, like having a Euro step, having a spin move, having a power stop. Making sure if they're pulling up into their mid-range jumper, they can get off the ground quickly with a speed stop. And again, it all just ties back into the education, kind of like learning what these terms are and learning how to execute them every time and getting that control over your body. And I think, like I told them earlier today, what makes a drill good is not whether or not it's a fancy drill, it's whether or not it's detailed. Because sometimes you can take a very simple drill, but just by asking a kid to move in a very particular type of way, you're forcing them to gain that body control. And that's what makes a drill good, in my opinion.
On the topic of playing live, like 5-on-5, of course, across like every single camp, like we all know, like day one is like pretty ugly. Have you seen like any of these skills that you guys work on the drills translate into the live play?
Well, I've certainly tried my best to, give them, a platform to attempt the moves. So like today, for example, we worked on Euro steps. So then immediately we go from the skill work, and then it's live from the elbow, offensive player here, defensive player on the hip. It's like you got one dribble max to score. So like in that situation right there, that's probably going to be the best opportunity you get to use a veer step. You know what I'm saying? So if, they're paying attention and they're capable of applying the skills, then I did certainly saw kids using it. For other kids, it's gonna take longer. But really, my main focus this week was educating every player on how to train themselves. Right? I didn't want them to just come here Monday through Friday and then forget everything they learned. So I made sure I had notebooks on Monday for every player. So everything we've learned is written down in their notebooks. All those tests, they were forced to keep them in their notebooks. So I told them, this doesn't end here today. You can go back whenever you want, study these things. There's drills inside that notebook that you can go to park. You can find a gym. You could do these drills. So they're going to know how to work on their own. And they're also going to have friends that they can text or get in contact with in their phones and go to the park. Let's play 2-on-2. Let's play 3-on-3. Because at the end of the day, it's got to be a nice balance of both very detailed skill work, and you got to be compete.
Yeah, you also made it seem like you really made a focus on that mental aspect of the game, because as being around you, you've definitely said, and you being a boxer, the game, half of it is playing live, and then it's also a mental game as well. Can you elaborate more on the mental work of tests, keeping notes in the notebook, because not every player wants to do that.
Yeah, well, I think you brought up boxing, and when I got into boxing, about 2-3 years ago, what I've really learned from the sport is the way they train, right? Because you're in an environment where it's a one-on-one sport, and the consequences of losing are very serious. So you have to train. You got to train hard, but you got to train on the things you need to improve on, right? If you got mistakes, you better fix them, or there's going to be consequences. And basketball is not really like that. I think one of the biggest things missing in basketball is I see it all the time with kids. They're shooting a left-handed layup on the left side, right? They're not going to use their left hand. They're going to continue using their right hand. You have to tell them, but I need you to use your left hand. I don't care if you go 0 for 10, because eventually you're going to play at a level where if you continue to take it on the left side and only can use your right hand, you're going to get blocked every single time. So I really try to make sure they were okay with failure and making mistakes this week, because if we can understand that it's okay to fail, that's how we get better. It's to tie it back to boxing. The only way to get better at boxing is to get your butt kicked. You know what I'm saying? You have a tough sparring session. You were getting hit a lot. You were tired. That's where you learn the most. So that's what I want them to understand. Sometimes with training, the more mistakes we make, the better. Because the more mistakes we make here in training, the less we're going to make in games. So that's kind of been the motto for the whole week, and that's what I want them to understand.
A lot of your campers here think they can take you in a one-on-one after this week. What do you got to think about that?
Well, that's pretty funny, man. They were talking. I guess they must have been talking crazy up here, because I asked. That was actually question number 10 on Monday's test. If we played 21, or if we played one-on-one game 21, what would the score be? And they all said I win 21-0 for the most part. We had one kid that said I'd beat him 21-20, and I was like, all right, cool, respect. But yeah, I think they were just saying that in the interview. They know what's up.
I mean, they're learning for you. You were saying fear nobody earlier.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, and let's finish the week off strong, man.
Absolutely, pleasure. Thank you, Ashton.
Thanks for listening to Gen Z Hoops. Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe on Instagram, LinkedIn, and all major social media platforms at Gen Z Hoops. You can tune in and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and every other podcast platform on the planet. Get ready for the next episode.